A military coup staged by the President of Nigeria, which is contrary to our laws and is an impeachable offense. He has infringed on the Constitution, and if we have a National Assembly that is empowered by the law in the same Constitution in Section 2, they would have been the persons to look at it and say, Mr. President, you have committed a crime, and start thereby making a move for his impeachment. Now, that apart, the law is very clear that what they did is contrary to the Section 1 of the Constitution. Now, in Nigeria, the same section tells us that we have 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And Rivers State is one of the 36 states.
In a country where democracy is written in ink and often erased by power, Nigeria never runs out of political drama. Hello, my people. Rivers State has become ground zero for a political crisis, and a high-ranking voice is not keeping quiet about this. High Chief nnamdi has accused the presidency's recent action as a direct assault on Nigerian constitution. What happens when those who are supposed to protect the people are the ones breaking the law of the country? Now let's look at this video.
Coup staged by the President of Nigeria, which is contrary to our laws and is an impeachable offense. He has infringed on the Constitution, and if we have a National Assembly that is empowered by the law in the same Constitution in Section 2, they would have been the persons to look at it and say, Mr. President, you have committed a crime, and start thereby making a move for his impeachment. Now, that apart, the law is very clear that what they did is contrary to the Section 1 of the Constitution. Now, in Nigeria, the same section tells us that we have 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And Rivers State is one of the 36 states, which means it's supposed to be governed democratically. You have now removed Rivers State out of democracy. Are you saying Rivers State is no longer part of Nigeria? Are you removing us from Nigeria so that we can fight for our independence? These are things Mr. President should let us know, because what he has done is not acceptable. And I believe that the International Criminal Court of Justice, the ICC, in Hague is watching. I believe ECOWAS is also watching. I believe AU is watching, and the United Nations is watching. What they are trying to do here is to cause a genocide, is to cause problems so that they can kill people. We have states, look at what is going on in Plateau, that requires state of emergency. You did not declare state of emergency. What is going on in Borno requires state of emergency. You did not declare state of emergency. What is going on in part of the West requires state of emergency. You are not doing it. Even they do the killings, you do not declare state of emergency. Here that is peaceful, for the past 1 month, you cannot say there is any fight, there is any threat, that is nothing. But I will come back to Section 305. Whether Mr. President comply with Section 305. Let's go to Section 305 and see what the law says. And Section 305, as you go down, did not give power to Mr. President to suspend an elected officer, either a governor, deputy governor, or member of the National Assembly. That also an infringement of the Constitution of itself. Now, the Constitution is very clear as to how a president can be removed from office, how a deputy president, a vice president can be removed from office. Likewise, how a governor and a deputy governor can be removed from office. And these are in section 188 and section 189. Section 188 empowers the House of Assembly to investigate and ask the Chief Justice to set up a committee to see if he's guilty, and where he's not guilty, if the committee says he's not guilty, that ends the matter for the period of that period. If he's guilty, then they can follow the due process to impeach him. Section 189 talks about infirmity. If the president or governor is not stable, they have a problem, they cannot, is incapacitated, then the executive can now set up a committee, doctors, including his own doctors, to review his health and say he's not fit to become a governor or deputy governor. None of this section empower Mr. President to interfere in the removal of the governor. Having said that, Mr. President went against the Constitution, he defaulted the Constitution, he has impunity to do whatever he likes, and appointed a sole administrator. There is no provision in our Nigerian Constitution that guarantee or make provision, that statement, where a sole administrator can be appointed. So the sole administrator in Nigerian Constitution does not exist. And the law is very clear, tried law is very clear. You cannot put something on nothing. You cannot throw something on void. It will come down. So whatever the sole administrator is doing is void. Now, sole administrator, they said 6 months. 6 months, you are coming there, you are dismantling the structures of the governor, constitutionally elected governor, and you are appointing weakest men to take over the structures. What are you coming to do? You want to oppress the man? It is very obvious and clear that they have spiritually bound the governor, make him not to be able to speak, make him to be docile, so he cannot do anything, and they can now do whatever they like. But this is a country and it's a state. You cannot use voodoo to do that to the entire state. The state have a law, the country have a law, and this speaks for itself. So we are looking at judiciary. The judiciary is supposed to be the third arm of government that's supposed to interpret the law as it is. But these days, the judiciary has compromised to an extent that they no longer look at the law. They look at technicalities. The law is not followed, and so anybody can commit any crime and use technicalities, and the person is free. What are we trying to do in the society? We are trying to tell the society that there is no law to obey. We are trying to tell the society, if government does not obey the law, how can the society, the public, the citizen, obey the law? Don't forget, under democracy, government is owned by the people. Democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The people owns the democracy. And if we are not obeying the law, which makes you president, is the same constitution that provides that there shall be a president and the procedure how a president should emerge. The same constitution provides a condition how a governor shall emerge. The same constitution provides how a minister can be emerged, how an attorney general can be emerged. That same constitution, which is the fulcrum of all.
So here is what happened. High Chief Nnamdi, a respected leader and voice from Niger Delta, has accused President Ahmed Bola Tinubu of staging what he described as a military-style coup in Rivers State, and even imposing something he called sole administrator on the people of Rivers State. He's saying that this goes against several sections of the Nigerian Constitution. Now, High Chief Nnamdi is saying that Rivers State, just like every other state in Nigeria, is entitled to a democratic government. and the presidency's decision to bypass state assembly and local institutions has effectively removed Rivers State from the democratic map of Nigeria. Here is the big question. Do you think Nigeria is still being ruled by the rule of law or by the rule of power, just like Chief nnamdi had mentioned? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.